guys, welcome back to Guru Beauty. Today I want to share with you a little bit about my experience with the new Chanel Le Beige Healthy Glow powders. These are the powders that they're using the beautiful Gisele Bündchen to advertise. She just already has a natural healthy glow whenever you see her. They have been out in various countries, including Australia, for probably a month or so now, and these aren't even listed under powders on the Chanel makeup website for the Australian franchise at least. They have a separate section under complexion called Healthy Glow Makeup, and they've got the Healthy Glow sheer powders and the retractable kabuki brush listed there under that category. The kabuki brush I don't have, but the Healthy Glow powder itself does come with a brush. I will show you in a minute. I'll include prices down below for you. These powders are so sheer that you may not have trouble having a match, even if the shade heavily swatched doesn't match your face. It does go on so sheer that they are a little bit forgiving in terms of a match. MAC has a mineralized skin finish natural, which is kind of similar. You can use it with a kabuki, buff it on your face alone. You can use it to set makeup. Very similar type product there. So these have SPF 15 PA++ sun protection, and the shades that are available in Australia start at the number 20 and they go 30, 40, 50 and 60. And there does seem to be a bit of a difference between markets in terms of what shades Chanel does have available. Now my normal shade is between like a 30 and a 40 in the Chanel range as far as foundation goes. The shades that I have are the number 20 for going over my foundation, setting my foundation, and then also the number 50, which I found to be the nicest, coolest shade, best for contouring for me. There is 12 grams or 0.42 ounces of product in the compact, and the compact itself has the signature logo, but this time on a Chanel beige shade. The rest is black. The compact itself is plastic. You have a nice full-sized mirror there, and then the very slightly domed makeup in the compact. It does come with this little brush, so it's a funny little brush, but it does fit in the compact perfectly for touch-ups on the go. It has a slight curve to it, if you can see in the handle, a slight curve. I will show you here in this video how this goes, applying the powder. I think that this would be great for touch-ups, and I was actually surprised at how well it works for applying it initially to set your makeup. I prefer to hold a nice round powder brush or kabuki brush and pop a powder on that way, but this actually worked quite nicely, and it obviously would be perfect for contouring and also getting setting powder here under your eyes, in the corners of your nose and that kind of thing. So I actually like this brush much better than most other compact brushes. Now, what these powders do and what they're for seems to vary depending on who you ask. So they call them a Healthy Glow sheer powder. They are definitely sheer. Do they add a glow? No. I would expect something that has shimmer or dew or some kind of light reflection in it when I see Healthy Glow. This does not have that shimmer or sparkle in it that you may expect hearing that name. So what Chanel sort of talks about with these powders is that they give you a natural veil over your makeup or wearing it alone. I haven't even tried wearing this alone because it just doesn't give enough coverage that I would want on my face. Now, when you speak to one sales assistant, she says, you know, that it's just going to give you a nice lit from within luminescence. Another sales assistant will say it just gives you a warmth to the face. Another sales assistant will say that they don't like the product at all. Another one will say it's absolutely amazing. So it seems to be quite varied what you'll hear about this powder. I'll give you my perspective here in this video and show you what it looks like going on and then how I feel about it at the end of the day. But what Chanel also talks about with these powders is how wonderfully versatile they are. So they say you can use it as a finishing powder, you can use it on its own, you can use it as a highlight or as a bronzer, and that's fantastic, except you're being asked to pay a lot of money for this product. Any other powder, if you can find the right shade, you can use that as a contour, you can use that as a finishing powder, you can use it on its own. Definitely the same can be said for MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural and a lot of products that you could even buy at Priceline or at your local drugstore. What I love about this product, and you'll see in this video, is that it's just so smoothing. It finishes off my makeup in a beautiful way without adding any cakey matteness. It does take away the shine in a very healthy, natural way, but it doesn't replace it with a cakey matte, as I say. So if you want to see me putting on that Healthy Glow powder over my makeup here today, and you want to see how I feel about it at the end of the day, keep on watching. Okay, so I have put on all of my makeup. The foundation I'm using today is a Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua Foundation in the shade B40. So I thought that it would be appropriate to use the Chanel product underneath the Chanel Le Beige Healthy Glow Powder today. So I'm just going to sweep it over the compact, and I do see a little bit of powder being kicked up as I use the brush on the powder, not too much though. And I'm just going to start here on my cheekbone. As I put it on, I do definitely see a difference. So it really does look like it is a veil, as they describe it, going over your skin. Everything does suddenly look a little bit more finished, a little bit more airbrushed, and significantly more smooth. I'm hoping that you can pick that up on the camera, but we're just popping that on very sheerly with that brush, and still, surprisingly, you do notice the difference. Powders are just so difficult to get across on camera, but this side looks already a lot smoother. Any shine that is there from the foundation has been taken away, but it's not looking sort of matte. It's just looking like healthy, natural skin. Because of that, my pores are sort of minimized as well, and everything's just nicely smoothed out. My skin just looks nicer. Because this powder is so light, I will use the brush to bring it up under my eye. The brush is shaped nicely for that. Now, on the other side, I'm going to use a powder puff to pick up some of this product and just press it in all over. And we'll see if that makes any kind of difference. And then I'll just use the brush to kick off anything extra. But I do really feel like after doing that side by side, that the side that I applied with Chanel brush actually looks smoother. Everything just looks a little bit nicer on that side. The last thing I'm going to do is go over everything now with this Sigma Kabuki. Now, Chanel has released a retractable Kabuki to go with these Le Beige powders, and that would be quite handy for applying this all over or in place of a foundation. You will get slight coverage with this, but nothing too much. So I would not use this on its own if you don't like anything other than a light coverage. So circular motions, really buffing it in now. Now I have applied the Le Beige all over my face. I've used pretty much as you would want to use, using the Kabuki, which is going to give you a heavier coverage than the brush that comes with the product, and also just sort of buffed out what I did with the powder puff. So I will say that it added a slight amount of coverage, very, very light. Don't depend on this product really for any level of coverage. It just sort of smooths everything out in a beautiful, youthful, fresh way without adding that cakey matte finish. So really pleased with the finish upon application. The other shade of Le Beige that I have is the number 50, and this is how the shades compare on my hand. We've got the number 20 here and the 50 here. What I liked about the 50 is that it's a cool brown, nicer than the 40 or the 60 for me for contouring. The Chanel lady did advise me against the 50, saying that it's just too many shades darker than my natural skin to be an effective contour. Didn't listen to her. I preferred the cooler shade of the 50 versus the 40 or even the 60 that I saw in store. So I'll show you how I use the 50 for a contour. I'm using a MAC 109 brush, and I'm just going to apply that underneath my cheekbones. Really nice again because it is matte, and obviously it's just got that healthy sort of smoothing glow about it that's going to match your finishing powder, you know, if you're using the two products together. Don't expect to see any shimmer in this product, so it is really appropriate for contouring. But it's not unique to this powder. I love the way they make it sort of a selling feature that, oh, you've got all these different shades, and what you can do with it is you can use it as a finishing powder. You can use it in so many different ways. That's no different to any other powder that's on the market. That versatility is just a bit of a marketing ploy. What I like about this is not its versatility, but just the fact that it is so smoothing. And I do really like the number 50 as a contouring shade. Hopefully you can see how it looks over my Vitalumiere Aqua B40. That is the number 50, and I think it's a really nice shade. I will also use the number 50 to contour my nose. I don't think it's too dark for that. Just down the sides using a fluffy brush. So I will be back later to let you know how we've gone throughout the day. So we're now at about 10 hours after application of the Chanel Le Beige Healthy Glow Powder over my Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua Foundation. These days, since I've been taking Roaccutane, I would say that my skin tends to be on the normal side, quite balanced, but yet some foundations do not make it to this point, even with powder. I do notice sometimes some fading of foundation, especially around the jawline, places like that. So I have not touched up at all throughout today, and my skin is still looking really quite nice and fresh. It does have a healthy glow about it, but it's not dewy. It just looks healthy and sort of lit from within. Everything sort of still looks nice and smoothed and finished, but if I was still oily, I would expect that I would have needed to blot and perhaps reapply this powder. What I will say at this point is that unlike other powders, which if I had buffed on with a kabuki brush or even applied with a powder puff, I may see some cakiness right now, even with my normal skin as it is right now. I do not see any of that with the Chanel Healthy Glow. So I love the fact, again, that even at the end of the day, it has not caked up once it's had the chance to sort of mix in with any of the oils that do still come through. So I do not think that this is a perfect powder for oil control, but if you are oily, I think that you would need to reapply this powder throughout the day. I really like that it has not caked up even around areas like around my nose and sometimes here, wherever I sort of crinkle up throughout the day, smile lines, I can sort of tend to get some caking or gathering of foundation or powder. And I certainly have not seen any of that with this powder. So I really do say if you've got oily, normal, combination, dry skin, I think that you can make the Healthy Glow Le Beige powder from Chanel work for you and without caking. I think that's the most beautiful thing about this powder, along with the fact that it's SPF 15 and just really smoothing. I did forget to mention when I was applying it that the smell of the powder is very classic Chanel. You've still got that very floral scent. You will notice that when you open up the compact and when you apply the powder, but I absolutely do not notice that at all once I'm done applying the powder. So overall, at the end of the day, I definitely give this Le Beige a great big thumbs up. My skin still looks luminous, healthy, smoothed, and beautiful. Really, really pleased with it. So there you have it, guys, my review on the Chanel Le Beige Healthy Glow Sheer Powders. I do absolutely love them. They are expensive. There are powders that are less expensive that still do a lovely job. If you do have a little bit of money or you're doing up a birthday list or a gift list for yourself, it really does have that extra little bit of something just to make your skin look even healthier, even fresher, even more youthful, even more smooth than another powder might. That difference is fractional though, but it is noticeable. So would I buy this product again? Not sure. I love that I have it. I love this product. I would recommend it to anyone who has the money to spend on a premium powder. Beautiful. I do love it as the finishing powder and I do love it as the contourer as well. So I definitely will continue to use these powders and consider them among my absolute favorites. I think that Chanel has done a lovely job with these powders, and I also love that they've got SPF 15. Every little bit counts, especially if I'm not being photographed with a flash. So I hope that this helps some of you who are looking for some more information on the Le Beige powders. Please share your thoughts with me. Also let me know what your favorite powder is, what your skin type is, and what you love that powder for in particular. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Hope that you enjoyed this review. Have a beautiful day and we'll see you again really soon. Bye.